해주고 싶으니까.
작은 엄마가 알겠지. 근데 이제
나는 원년 서울대, 연대, 고대 당연히 어? 응? 확대한 거야? 잘 보면 우리 글자?
면접.
그렇게 하면 얼굴 나와. 할머니가 좋아하는 종류가 있냐고.
직접 디자인한 세상에서 하나밖에 없는
It's all in our hands, this life of time that's given to us all. It gathers round each night, each morn. We watch it pass and grow. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. With every field and rising sea, can hear the sounds of all, and with every change we'll always be where hope's not lost but found. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. And we know the change will surely come. Baby, one more trip around the sun. But we'll gather here where land meets sea, where we can be as one. And we know the change will surely come. Baby, one more trip around the sun. And we'll gather here where land meets sea, where we can be as one. It is all in our hands, and we know the change will surely come. This life of time, we can be. It's all in our hands, it is all in our hands.
이번 보면은 졌잖아. 아까 고모가 잘라냈잖아. 늦은
벌써
거야.
진 거야?
늦은 거야.
어떻게 잡으라고?
아니 얘가 이렇게 물이 많았더라. 여기 내려놓으세요. 이렇게 깊이 심어야지 얘가 겨울에 월동을 한다는 건데 얘 지금 실내라 잘할 수도 있어.
원래 그게 좀 멀리서 확보가 예쁘게 나와.
그래서